Alrighty, so Crockshell is back, and he's probably one of the most annoying bosses in the entire game, unfortunately, because you have to use a lot of Ignite stacks on him to be able to get through his defense or whatever it is like shield, I guess it technically is. But yeah, basically what you're going to want to do here is put characters on Team A that can ignite as much as possible. If you have Keo, he is the end-all, be-all, best unit for this because he puts on ignite stacks through his passive, he puts on 2 ignite stacks, and if you have his Holy Relic, he puts on 4 ignite stacks just on turn 1. So the idea here is you just want to put on as many ignite stacks as possible, so we're going to be using the more free-to-play friendly way, just by not using Keo, because I understand not everybody has him. He's a collab character, he's a little bit more exclusive than you would want him to be, unfortunately, and there's not really a direct replacement. So we're using Kane. Kane is actually kind of awesome because he has 2 different cards that put on Ignite, which is pretty great because you can just kind of throw his cards away all willy-nilly. And then Escanor has an Ignite stack on his, Sun Throw Ball card, and then Melly also has an Ignite on one of his cards. So basically you're just going to set up your Ignite stacks and everything that you want on Team A, put on damage dealers on Team B. We're just using stuff here so that way it doesn't have to be anything fancy. If you have good characters, I'm using characters that you either have or are pretty easily accessible, kind of, or you have characters that are better than these to deal damage with. So the idea is you go into the fight with Team A. We're going to be playing on hard difficulty, by the way, because the extreme difficulty is absolutely 100% not worth doing unless you have Keo, and even then it's still not really worth doing because I'm pretty sure on extreme you either have to put on 7 or 9 ignite stacks, which is just an insane amount of stacks, and it's pretty hard to do and just really, really annoying. So we're going to go in, we're going to throw as much as we can out here. We're going to try to get as many Ignite stacks on as we can before they sort of, dissipate, I guess, which they last for 3 turns, so we should be okay. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure you need to put on 5 Ignite stacks in hard difficulty, so I think that he has a skill that can disable, debuff skills, which can be very annoying, and because we are using basically 3 of our Ignite stack cards in the first turn, you need to draw at least 1 more Ignite stack card on your next phase, or else you won't have enough. So you can see his shield around him dissipates because we have 5 or more, and at this point, the debuff disable he used there, I'm not sure if that's an every other turn kind of deal, or if it's something that he uses inconsistently, just randomly. If he uses it on the first turn, I'm not positive there, but it's very annoying if he does. You might just have to chalk it up to a little bit of RNG, I guess. But at this point, his shield is down. We are going to go with just as many attacks as we can. I'm not sure if we're necessarily going to kill here because I'm not really sure about this team that I'm using, but I wanted to make sure that you knew that if I can beat it with this team, which has very inconsistent DPSs, you more than likely have better characters that you can use instead. So if you want to use, Trader Meliodas, who's great, or any of the new modern characters, I'm sure if you have like Reinhardt from one of the more recent collabs, or if you want to use Roctalia would maybe work. I'm not positive on that. She would probably deal pretty okay damage. He is green, but one of his gimmicks is that once he goes into his stances, he's actually going to sort of change around to different forms, and I think he changes his typing as well, which might be maybe a bit of an issue, but honestly, once you go into the second phase, you don't have to worry about his weird gimmick, I guess. You're just basically going to be trying to get ultimates with characters, just doing as much damage as you possibly can, and then you could pretty much get through it easy peasy. So let's see. He's not doing too much damage here. He's patiencing on Sariel, which this bond I use for dogs, so he has like resistance gear on the middle pieces, so we're just going to move these. Well, I guess we would technically get our ultimate anyway, so let's buff up Sariel just in case we can do enough damage to kill here. I don't know if we will or not, but we'll go for his ultimate. give him a little bit of basic stats. Yeah, we're doing a lot less damage in the second phase because he has a lot more defense, I'm pretty sure. But, yeah, the single target actually kind of shreds through him because it's Power Strike. So, yeah, very nice. Either way, it's not too difficult. Wanted to make it kind of fast and simple for you. Just ignite stacks, big damage. That's basically all you got to do. Definitely recommend doing it on lower difficulties just because it's a little bit more easy, and the amount of resources that you're going to get, like, you know, compared to doing it on the higher difficulties is not worth the trouble at all. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully this helped. Thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.